It has been a trend that teams pick up their mid for last because they want to secure some other heroes first, and selecting your mid normally gives quite a bit away from your lineup in terms of what you want to be doing and how aggressive you're going to be. And it gives the teams, of course, all the chance in the world to counter your mid hero, which in this case for the puck is going to be a Templar Assassin if aSpera wants to pick it up. Now Queen of Pain could also be one that you want to have up against that puck.
10 seconds remaining.
But at least something aggressive. Maybe even a Skywrath Mage themselves. We of course saw Skywrath in the previous game for Hasty Joe, and it didn't really work out as intended.
Dire team pick.
Well, there goes the Timbersaw, also a strong one against that puck. Just harassing him away from the lane. Though of course puck is a ranged hero, so we'll have some advantage there. But yeah, Clockwork picked up by Life, it's there offlaner. Timbersaw, gonna expect him to be mid with Lifestealer on the carry role and Nature's Prophet on the offlane. Lifestealer very solid carry though. We'll see how early he'll come online and how early Life will be able to do something here, because of course Life's Gyrocopter will be able to do okay up against that the Lifestealer, I think, especially if they're able to cog him in. And of course if Clockwork gets a force staff to get himself out of there, otherwise Lifestealer will just eat himself full on that Clockwork. Here comes the Rubik Band. aSpera knows that Life still need one support and will be the Bane. Solid pick. Crystal Maiden for aSpera though, that's an aggressive support combination right there if they want to try and go for it. We of course saw Life with the previous game with the Crystal Maiden, and they were definitely aggressive early on in the game. Now if it worked out in the end, you know, not really, but at the start it definitely did. Let's take a look at what Life is having in store for us and what aSpera is going to try to do to make sure that that yellow dot right there is not going to be the only yellow dot, and that there's going to be one of it appearing right there, so that there will be a third game. AKA, let's see if they can force out a game 3. We have got Life, they're playing on their Radiant side. We've got Link, the support player, playing the Bane. We've got Ace taking on the Gyrocopter. Hester Joe Rotten will play the puck. We've got Crit on the Chen, and that will leave there Noya playing the Clockwork. And that's gonna be everything of Life, everybody of Life moving their way towards the bottom lane. They won't find anybody from aSpera, but perhaps they'll be able to, you know, kill off a Treant, which is gonna be... Oh, poor Treant. Run, Stumpy, run! Boom. 13 gold to Ace and 6 experience. Hells yeah. Anyways, let's take a look at aSpera. They are on the dire side this game. We're gonna have in the mid lane Sharvik playing a Timbersaw. Tron will take on the Nature's Prophet. On the top lane we've got Blablafu playing the Visage as a support, of course. With Eid playing the Crystal Maiden, this will be a safe trial and all supporting Inquisitor on the Lifestealer. But because there is probably not going to be all that much on the top lane happening, I mean Clockwork will be there, but he'll be very safe and all. We could have these supports rotate around pretty heavily. Crystal Maiden and Visage, a pretty good roaming combination if you ask me. You've got 2 slows, you've got a disable, and you've got 2 nukes. What more do you want? Not much. Not much whatsoever. Crit, picking up double damage when it's his first one. We'll help him out in the jungle. I mean, he'll be there by himself. Eid already revealing him. Here comes Flares. And you know what that did? Made sure there was no camp spawning. Now the question is, will they actually think that was Clockwork, or will they try to counterward it? They'll still be able to pull this lane, by the way. Or perhaps they're gonna stack it still first. No, Crystal Maiden is just gonna farm, never mind that. Thought it was gonna stack or pull for either of them, but does neither in the end. In comes another flare. Perfectly timed again. Noya on the ball here. Blocking those camps like a boss. It does mean, by the way, that we've got 2 free farming lanes at the moment, because Gyrocopter is free farming bottom while Lifestealer is free farming top. The question will be who will come online first. Now one thing is pretty clear, is that Lifestealer has got a built-in BKB, while Gyrocopter normally needs to still build his BKB before he can start building damage items, and therefore you could put Lifestealer slightly ahead in terms of coming online earlier. But we'll see if that's actually the case, because he doesn't really have that many great heroes to pair up with. The Timbersaw's not bad, but he's not the one to blink in. He's still gonna Timber Chain his way in, and he's not really gonna be that much of an Infest Bomb. Nature's Prophet could be an Infest Bomb, but he's actually still trying to make something happen here on this bottom lane, which is not all that successful at the moment. Trying to stop Life from pushing down a tower by the looks of it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And perhaps even able to get himself a Wild Wing Ripper, but I don't think he can do that. Doesn't have enough damage for it, doesn't have the power, and he has to be careful because once he's in a Nightmare, he's gonna get Rocket Barrage, Test of Faith, and probably dead. Dying.
Dire's bottom
Killed,
tower is under
rather.
attack.
13 for 0
Structures are fortified.
for this puck. So you've got Sharfik sitting on 13 for 0 as well, so very even here on this middle lane. Tower on the bottom lane will end up going down. Trion's gonna try to come in to deny this. I don't think they can though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Rocket Barrage doesn't really do that much damage to them, and
Dire's
that's at
bottom
least
tower
indeed the
is
first tower down. We'll get Life a bit ahead here in this game in terms of farm for sure. We also have a push starting out in the top lane. Crystal Main is still jungling in the meantime, why not? Getting some extra solid farming experience. As the flare is apparently... Oh, he missed this one. He missed it. This is the first one he missed. Was on par though. The rest of them. $18-0 for Sharfik, 20-2 for Hester Joe. Now, if you ask me, like, where's the first blood gonna be? I would normally say that I'm gonna wait for a support rotation to try and take down one of the mids. But with these two mids, I actually expect one of them to open point, and I don't know which one it's gonna be. But I'd say that maybe without help of supports, one of them is gonna die first. Perhaps these two are gonna try to go for a rotation. No dust. No smokes in their inventory. Let's take a look at Chen. He has got a smoke. But it doesn't look like Link is making any advances to try and make something happen. Perhaps right now Crit will try and do something. I mean... Well, it's not really going to be the easiest with the Centaur there and nothing to set up with. I mean, he needs the Bane for that. Nightmare into a Centaur Stomp, which is pretty decent. In comes the smoke. There comes the support rotation. Wanna see if they can force Nature's Prophet to be bottom, and he's already on its way. Just TP'd himself in fresh from the top lane. Behind tier 2 tower. Why not? They find him. Nightmare to set things off. In comes TPs. Instantly. Rotation comes. Ink Visitor looking for a pickup. Tron will still be first blood, but the open will still come. Up on Ace. Rage goes on. Crit. A lot of trouble. Frostbitten. Killed off. Lavafu takes it home. Perhaps they can take down the Bane as well. In comes another Soul Sumption in a second. Does he have the mana for it? No, he does not actually. And that's still going to be a kill though. Frostbite is there. 2 for 1. But still first blood going the way of Life.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The only upside for that is for aSpera is that the first blood did not go the way of the Gyrocopter. It went the way of the Chen. Nice. That's the Joe. One more hit. Silence is there. Doesn't matter. Sharfik will... Oh, I'm not really gonna call that stomp. He punched him to death. Nice chakram coming out, slowing him down, and of course you can try to phase shift that all you want, but when you come out of this phase shift, you'll still be slowed. You can still not run. With your brown boots. Noya in the meantime, because the support's left top lane, and because Lifeseer left top lane as well for a while, he actually got himself some more experience. He's level 3 right now. Still not really doing too hot on the levels though. He does have Bane hanging around him, but aSpera knows that. There is an observer right there. And we actually have Crystal Main making his way top again as well. Leaving Blabafu in the bottom lane. With Nature's Prophet farming the jungle. Or at least he was. Until he kept the rune safe for Sharfik. Ace. 1k gold in his inventory. 41-9. He's the highest last hitter on the map though. He is being closely followed by the Puck, who's also on his team, of course. But he's doing really well on the farm. And of course also one tower going the way of Life does help his gold levels. In comes Sharvik. You can't do that anymore. In comes the kill as well. One more hit is all that it takes. No, the regen rune keeps him up. Now in comes Lava Fu with the slow. Hessa Joe does have a phase shift. Will try to dodge something. Nope. Doesn't only need to orb himself out. And enough stacks to get a soul assumption out for Fizz to actually kill someone off. In comes Crystal Maiden. Want to try and do something to someone. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Life? Is it going to be Noya or is it going to be Link? It's going to be Noya. In comes a Nova up on both though. Noya, one more hit. Can they do it? In comes Ace with the cooldown. Nature's Prophet coming in as well. No, he cancels his TP and Eid will fall. And that's going to be a Nightmare opening Visitor as well. He does have a Rage left though and he goes opening up on Ace. In comes Sharvik as well, looking for the kill. Lava Fu able to soul assumption. Someone goes for the Bane. Doesn't get the kill in the end. And Noya making sure that that's going to be a safe Bane right now. But he himself might not be sure of his life. Battery Assault. Might be able to do something here. Sharvik does not have any mana left. In comes the orb, in comes the puck, and down goes the Sharvik. 3 for 4 in total now on the end score with Life. Still ahead in gold by 2k. Experience graph though going the way of aSpera. With Lifestealer still not dying, being involved in 3 out of the 4 kills. A lot of people hanging around here for Life. 4 heroes. Only missing the gyrocopter. They must be able to make something happen here, otherwise it's not going to be worth it. If they can't kill Inquisitor, that's going to be it. Inquisitor will rage himself out of this. Still the cogs might be coming out. No, nice chakram, slowing Noya down. Battery Assault for his way out. In comes a Dream Coil up on 3. Looking for something more. The silence is there, and Lava Fu will end up getting picked off first. Sharvik tries to get himself away. The Centaur Sums will end that one though. Bane with the last hit, but Inquisitor lives still. No kills in return. 3 heroes keeping 4 heroes busy. Oh, hello Eid. Crystal Maiden, Invis Rune. Not sure if he can do something by himself though. But he'll be able to see where everybody of Life is going to. And perhaps he can get a kill with the help of the Lifestealer. Even though Lifestealer is still very low on mana. Still Bane and Lifestealer, Bane and Chen hanging around here. Crystal Maiden's Invis Rune about to disappear. And this is all time wasted. 2 level 6s by the way. You have Fiend's Grip and you have got your Hand of God. And of course, Mana Boot for crit. So that will mean that Bane has indeed got mana for his Fiend's Grip soon. There we go. Didn't wait for Noya to come around, which is kind of sad. He pings. Says, I'm sad. More TPs coming in. They really want to take down Inquisitor. Good luck. Crystal Maiden will be ready to give her life for him. But yeah, we've got Lava Fu in the way as well. Nature's Prophet can TP in if he wants to. He has got a Hand of Midas by the way, so he doesn't need to worry about that one getting delayed if he dies. Noya might have a hookshot ready. Which these do they want to fight. We also got Timbersaw on his way in. Would be 4 versus 4. Does he actually back off? Looks like it. We still don't have... No, he goes just via a different route. We still don't have Life backing off. Flares. Getting some vision. They know where everybody is. We're waiting for perhaps a hookshot if Life wants to initiate. Then a hookshot is the way to do it. In comes the hookshot up on Inquisitor. Battery Assault straight away. Open wounds as well. Slow him down. The cogs and the Fiend's Grip coming up on Inquisitor. But they'll be able to stop that from happening. Inquisitor, he'll still die. Never mind. Puck with the last hit. Bane goes down for him as well. Though, and Hessa Joe. Hand of God is there. In comes Ace with the cooldown, with the Flak Cannon, with the Rocket Barrage. And he kills off almost everybody. No, that's not true. He only killed off Lava Fu in the end. I really thought he was going to get the Crystal Maiden as well. But in the end, it's 4 heroes that die on Life. With only Crit being able to walk away from that location. 5 heroes were there for Life. 5 heroes were there for aSpera as well. And in the end, of course the high prior target dies, Inquisitor. But they get so much more in return for that. One of the first fights that Sharvik is actually staying alive in. Gold graph going back towards the 0 line. Experience graph shows it a bit more clear. That fight indeed taken by aSpera. We do have Gyrocopter doing really well though. He's got drums, he's got a phase. He's sitting as high as net worth, though of course he's being kept up by the Nature's Prophet, who will be getting ahead at some point because of his Hanamitis. And Timbersaw is doing really well as well. But one thing that we can see from this graph is that Lifestealer is not there yet. He needs to have his drums as well before he can actually start pulling something together. And I mean, Gyrocopter is just quite a bit ahead of him at the moment. Quite a bit. Noya, finding himself some familiars. Hook shuts himself up to Blah Blah Foo. And comes a slow. Familiar stuns as well. Soul Assumption comes in as well as the Nova. Will there be a Frostbite? Yes, there will. Noya just hook shotted himself to death by the looks of it. The Soul Assumption will finish him in the end. And Bane didn't know what was happening to his teammate right there and didn't know how fast he had to get out of that place. Started off as an easy kill for a support. Ended up in a quick death. Hester Joe still not got his Blink Dagger, but he is fairly close. He's sitting at 1800 gold. Just should prevent from fighting right now. Just not fight, not die, and he'll be fine. And of course, with that, he can start looking for some fights. And he needs to, too. And he can get help from the Bane because he still has his Fiend's Grip, or again has his Fiend's Grip. I mean, the kill potential in life is quite big. They just have to find the opportunities. And at the moment, they only have been trying to fight top, where there's the only Observer as well that they have in the game. But I think they have to start going to places where aSpera is not expecting it as much, because I think right about now, aSpera will know that Life will try to fight top all the time, every time. There's your Blink Dagger. Let's see if the level of aggression will change for Hester Joe. He's been getting some nice Dream Coils, by the way. Sharfik trying to get some more farmer for himself as well. I mean, he did not get that much in the mid lane, apparently not enough at least. Died twice as well, didn't really help out. Ink Visitor, same story. He now finally has his drums. Oh, fighting on top. Hand of God already used. Nightmare will hold Eat safe for a while. Clockwork will still get picked off, and down also goes the Crystal Maiden. Blah Blah Foo goes for a Soul Assumption. Ace, one more hit. And Urn Charge to counter Urn Charge, doesn't matter. Timbersaw still with the kill in the end. 1 for 2. Going the way of aSpera once again. Then comes a Nightmare, Sharfik. In some trouble, but who's in more trouble? Crit. Infest out on one of his creeps. Crit will go down. Sharfik lives. Bane once again. Not able to help out. Still 2 creeps being attempted to get killed by nice stomp. By aSpera. Which is one of the more annoying things. Like having a nice pickup by the Visage actually. As you play a Chen, creeps are a big part of your hero. And you don't want to have to go into the jungle every single time once you respawn to get your creeps back, because it's just plain annoying. Especially if your creeps are taken by the Nature's Prophet. That's even more annoying. Nature's Prophet who's still going for a Shadow Blade. As at this moment, we look at the net worth, we look at the graph. That net worth graph that is. That Gyrocopter is the only thing that's keeping the boat afloat for life.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You may call it their life jacket. Oh, I'm sorry I made such a bad pun. But hey, that's life. Oh, I did it again. Sorry. Try not to. Especially now that they're bad. Bad puns are the worst.
Don't mind me.
The thing is, I notice when I make bad puns and then I call myself out on it. Shouldn't do that. Should pretend it was an accident. Anyways, Clockwork. He has the levels. Levels are quite decent. Not the best in the world, but then again, he was an off-lane Clockwork up against a tough lane for him. Visage Crystal Main, definitely one of the more tougher lanes. Oh, open wounds, Ace. Why you come out so far? In comes a Fiend's Grip of an Ink Visitor though, but doesn't really matter because nobody does the damage to him. Down goes the Nature's Prophet still. Sharfik might be in some trouble. Tries to get himself out. Will end up getting picked off. It's 2 for 1. Ace was able to stay alive. He went into the jungle. Ink Visitor now in a lot of trouble. Opens up, rages. Tries to TP himself out. Gets netted by the Chen creep. Tries to eat himself up on Noya again, but will go down in the end. aSpera getting the best of this, and Ace being the best bait there can be, lives. 3 for 0, the kind of fight that Life definitely needed to have. And all of a sudden, Puck back inside this game, showing off his shiny Blink Dagger. Showing off his levels as well. He's level 11 at the moment, which is the highest level in the game. We do have 3 level 11s up on aSpera. With, Eid. Can he TP himself out? Nope. With now a level 12 upon Hester Joe. He is the highest level on the map right now.
Tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Tron's still able to pick off the tower. That's pretty decent for him. He's got a Shadow Blade, so he can get himself away safely. It's the first tower to go down on the side of Life. Of course, there's already the tier 1 tower down on the side of aSpera that went down very early on. Now, normally when you take down a tower very early, you wanna, like, you do it for a reason, because it's not making your lane easier by any means. You're just giving even more space to your enemy. Like, normally your enemy can fight in between this and your tower, so right here. And you kind of gave him that extra space so that he can farm from this point onward to even, like, feel more safe while farming. So you pick up a tower early on to get yourself that early gold advantage so you can capitalize on that and then grow from that point onward, as we see a lot of TPs coming in to try and protect this tower. The tower will get perhaps denied. No. Bladafu goes for a too late. Fiend's grip up by Sharvik. Sharvik will end up getting picked up. In comes a hookshot as well. Noya trying to go for something. Has to get himself out of there though because Ink Visitor is on his tail. Soul Assumption will clean him out. Visage will pay for that though. Ace picks him up instead. 2 for 1 so far with Ink Visitor. Not able to get a kill in here. In comes the Dream Coil up on the Crystal Maiden. Eid goes for Frostbite and Freezing Field. And he does quite a bit of damage before he ends up going down. Bane, the lowest one, but Earn Charge will keep him up. 3 for 1 in the end. Clockwork dying for the Timber and the 2 supports. Good pickup for Life once more. On top of that, they got the tier 1 tower. And once again, they are ahead. I mean, they got this advantage with the tower, and then they got some more, but then they lost it all with the fight that we saw happening on top earlier on. Tron getting dusted up. In comes the Nightmare. In comes the Cavalry. It is crit on his Tiger. Test of Faith, and that should be a kill. Bane with the last hit. In comes Sharvik. Has to get himself out of here, though. Flak Cannons and Rocket Barrages waiting for him. As Noya might still be wanting to go for a hookshot. He has got one again in 8 seconds. He's got the vision as well. Might go for the Crystal Maiden even. Just an easy pick off.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looking for it. Could be resulting into the last outer tower of aSpera going down, which is a lot of map control for them. In comes a Brain Step. In comes a cooldown as well. Crit still taking a lot of harassment here and will end up getting picked off. Bane as well. 2 kills going away for aSpera. Nature's Prophet still buys back into this one to make sure that he's here with this fight as well as they try to chase Life away. They get the puck. Want to go for the Clockwork. Can they also slow down Ace? They really want him. Here comes the open wounds. He tries to TP himself out. Can they do something to stop that? No, they cannot. They still pick up the Clockwork Crystal Maiden in the end with the kill for that. But they cannot pick up the Gyrocopter, but at least they will get another tower. So that means that the towers after this tower is down are going to be even once again. And aSpera getting themselves some extra control back with that fight, of course, in their hands. It's 16 to 17. And the gold graph is right back at 0 where it belongs. And Gyrocopter still ahead of the net worth. Still the main difference is that there's 3 cores doing well on aSpera in terms of farm. I'm counting Nature's Prophet as one of the cores because the later this game goes, the more of an impact he will have in terms of split pushing, control if he gets a Scythe of Ice, and just overall damage. If he gets himself, for example, a Desolator of some sort. Well, Life is only sitting on 2 cores with having their Gyrocopter doing really well, still building towards his BKB. And of course the Puck doing well as well. He's going for a Scythe of Ice as his second item after his Blink. But it's still 2 versus 3. You can compare the Puck in a way to the Nature's Prophet in terms of control with the only with the items. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing that you can compare up to the Dream Coil and the Silence. Lifestealer will take the Aegis. aSpera making sure that they have got an edge still coming into the mid to late game as we're reaching 20 minutes. Tier 2 tower mid got dropped as well, by the way. And that's of course going to put the towers in favor of aSpera because their tier 1 top is still standing. Was that a Bloodstone ready? That was a Bloodstone ready. Hello Sharvik, welcome to the game. After dying 4 times, his mid lane went far from smooth. And then with the Bloodstone now, he should be back on track, or at least he should be back in the game. Ancient's being taken. 4 staff finally by the Clockwork. We knew that he wanted to have that, as I mentioned during the draft. You kind of want to be able to lock down the Lifestealer in the cogs and then get yourself the hell out of there, because otherwise you'll just die. Let's take a look at some more items, perhaps if we missed something. We already know the Bloodstone, of course, up by Sharvik. Nature's Prophet going for the Scythe of Ice as his second item as well, or second, third, if you want to call the Hand of Midas his first item. Shadowblade, Scythe of Ice. We've got ourselves a Crystal Maiden who has got smoke and just smoked up her allies. Doing pretty well, to be honest, in terms of net worth. I mean, she's got treads. She's the lowest net worth on the map, though, don't get me wrong. She's been able to buy wards. She's got treads and a bracer, so she's a very survivable Crystal Maiden. Very sturdy one. That means that she kind of needs it, because you need to be able to at least survive, for example, a Call Down or a Dream Coil or something like that. Or a Rocket Barrage. Crit. Gets found out. Open Wounds already slow him down. In comes a Nova. In comes a Frostbite. Down he goes. It's not the kind of target that you want to get with your smoke gank, but it's a target they'll gladly take. They did not shut him down though, because he already has got his mechanism. Well, they did not shut him down in terms of real items that he desperately needs. Mechanism and Arcane Boost. That's basically his core items right there. So he has got those. He's gonna be happy with that. They're gonna try and protect their tier 1 top. In comes the Timber Chain looking for Noya. Noya has got a 4-staff show. Should be able to 4-staff himself to the low ground. Does so. Is safe. Should be safe. Taking a look at Inquisitor. So continue looking at items from aSpera. He's going for a Basher. Not surprising, because Gyrocopter will have a BKB. Actually, he already has one. And you want to still be able to do something against him to stop him from attacking, because you kind of need to stop him from attacking. So Basher is the one way to go. And of course, at some point, perhaps even getting himself an Abyssal. Stopping him completely. Not relying on luck. Visage, seemingly the number 4 in this one, of course, going for a Aghanims, and he wants to just have his third familiar. Taking a look at Hester Joe, of course we already mentioned him because he was going for a Scythe of Ice, still going for Sharvik. Is infested by Inquisitor, that's going to be crit down once again, maybe they can get another one. Cooldown comes down, up on both, in comes the Silence, Dream Coil up on both, Hookshot in as well, Inquisitor and Sharvik. Where is your cavalry? Not arriving. In comes now. Maybe he doesn't have a cavalry at all. Familiars neither. Sharvik still alive from this Inquisitor as well, but in comes the Fiend's Grip. Locking in Sharvik. Inquisitor, you might want to get yourself out of there. No, in comes his team. Nature's Prophet wants to go for the Bane. Couple hits needed. There's a Nightmare there stopping Tron. And Noya, he is not going to get so lucky, or is he? Familiar still chasing him down. Tron still chasing him down. In comes the Sprout. Should be enough with the Familiars hitting him in as well. That's going to be 3 for 2 in the end. Losing Sharvik, but gaining themselves the Gyrocopter is a pretty big pickup. For sure. And of course, there's no Bounty Hunter in this game. Unlike last game. No Bounty Hunter. Is kills that are traded are just traded. Nothing more, nothing less. And it was of course 3 for 2. Going in favor of aSpera, especially since they also took down the Gyrocopter, who used his first BKB charge for that fight as well. Which is a pretty big deal, because the later you go, the lower you want that BKB to be, and you just, yeah. The shorter you want the duration to be, that is. So it's good to pick up a 10-second BKB charge without losing the fight for it. 1400 gold up in the Bane, looking for well, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Ghost Scepter, but he has to be very careful with that. Ghost Scepter or Blink Dagger is probably one of the best. Get himself in position fast. Ghost Scepter, of course, to survive from the Lifestealer, otherwise a 4-staff. Does a bit of both, getting himself away from the Lifestealer and getting himself into position fast. We already saw the items with the Chen, who's going for a 4-staff of himself. We already saw the items with the Gyrocopter as well, who's sitting on 2300 gold. And I think that's everybody in terms of items that we started off so long ago. By this time we can start over again, because Nature's Prophet just completed up his Scythe of Ice. A great item for him to have. Previous fight definitely helping with that, while Puck was of course kind of slowed down in that one. And Nature's Prophet is actually right now highest on net worth. He's even higher than the Gyrocopter. Bottom lane, crit, tries to get himself out, runs for it. Familiars, looking for the stuns. In comes the Hex from the Nature's Prophet, up on the Bane, sprouting him up. Crate already dead. Nightmare coming off up on Blabafu, but I don't think it's gonna matter all that much. Soul Assumption comes out. Brain Set will keep him up for a little while longer. Look at the Courier fly in the meantime. Doesn't matter though. Nature's Prophet with a kill. Clockwork Steel will go down as well. Inside his cogs. Keeping Eid and Blabafu with him, but it doesn't matter. 3 extra kills going the way of aSpera, who are looking strong, and all of a sudden they are 7,500 gold ahead in this game. Experience graph, same story here. Life has had a good start again, but couldn't capitalize on their advantages and just kept losing ground. Did not get enough in return for the kills that they got, and all of a sudden they're left without tier 1 towers. They're only getting 2 outer towers left up, 2 tier 2 towers, which is going to be reduced to 1 soon, because I don't think a fortification is going to back aSpera off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And that's gonna be a tier 1 tower, tier 2 tower down, so only 1 tier 2 left standing, which is the bottom one, which is why we're seeing Visitor pushing bottom lane out already. I think that's just gonna be the logical proceedings for aSpera. Take down all the outer towers, go for the next Roshan, which is gonna be up again in 4 minutes, and then just go for the high ground if they can. Of course, Life is gonna try and do what they can to stop that from happening, and perhaps we're even gonna see Ace going for the Rapier, which is of course the Desperation Rapier. But well, they kind of need it at the moment. 12k after that last tower, going the way of aSpera. It's looking pretty bad. Experience, same story. Just same numbers. I think Visitor now, after his Basher, goes for the, what seems to be an Assault Cuirass, having that armor advantage over their enemies. Yep, Assault Cuirass it is. Crystal Maiden, 1600 gold for her. We've got the mechanism up on Blabafu. In comes a hook shot. Noya. Getting himself, Big Visitor, and Force-Staffs himself out. In comes a Fiend Scooper as well. Where's the damage? Rocket Barrage comes out, but the rage was already there. And that's gonna keep Visitor safe. BKB turned on by Ace. Looking for the next hero. Looking for Blabafu. It's not gonna be enough for Blabla to stay alive. He'll go down. At least the Radiant Courier got picked off, so that's a trade right there. It's not yet over though, because Sharvik and Tron trying to get themselves away from here. In comes Hesta Joe. Orbs himself forward, silencing up Sharvik. In the meantime, we have got Tron getting chased down, killed off. Sharvik still trying to get himself away from this. He's got Timber Change to keep himself ahead of Hesta Joe. The orb flies in though. Can he actually Timber Chain himself towards the other side? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. That homing missile is not going to kill him off either, and that should keep him safe. 2-4-0. Not 2 for a Radiant Courier.